From Wish TV and the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the News 8 Daily 8 Podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update.
Hi, this is Hannah Mordeau, and this is your News 8 Daily for Wednesday, May 27th. Going to have scattered rain and storms out there this morning, especially in the morning hours. It's going to taper off by this afternoon. Warm outside, though. Highs are going to be around 78 degrees.
You're listening to this podcast, so I know you've got a curious mind. Here's a helpful fact you might not know yet. Drivers who switch and save with Progressive save over $900 on average. Pop over to Progressive.com, answer some questions, and you'll get a quick quote with discounts that are easy to come by. In fact, 99% of their auto customers earn at least one discount. Visit Progressive.com and see if you can enjoy a little cash back. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $946 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2024 and May 2025. Potential savings will vary.
Central Indiana. Wish TV is now live on YouTube TV and Hulu Live, offering more hours of local programming than any other station. Search for Wish TV or look for CW8 on both YouTube TV and Hulu Live to find us. Watch local news, sports, and lifestyle shows live from Wish TV. You can still catch Wish TV free over the air or stream it live on wishtv.com and on the free Wish TV mobile apps. Wish TV, available in more places for the latest news, weather, and sports.
Firefighters in Boone County say Old Mill Run Park is back open this morning after a chemical leak forced evacuations in Thorntown. The Thorntown Sugar Creek Fire Department says a hose came loose in a farmer's anhydrous ammonia tank last night. Then a nearby campground and the surrounding area was evacuated. Everyone has been cleared to return to the area, but firefighters say if you're having trouble breathing or smell ammonia, you should call 911. Here in Indianapolis, IMPD is releasing new numbers on youth homicides and shootings involving teenagers. This comes after a 16-year-old was shot and killed over the Memorial Day weekend. News 8's Kat Sandoval breaks down the latest numbers.
IMPD records show 16-year-old Jamel Williams died this past weekend. He is one of 5 teens killed this year alone.
We're tired of hearing these incidents end in violence. We're tired of telling our parents and our guardians to take a more active role. We're tired of young lives being shattered here in Indianapolis.
IMPD says so far there have been 23 non-fatal teen shooting victims this year, up slightly from 22 at this very same time last year. Police say even one case is too many, and they want to see those numbers come down.
Any life lost, especially a young person's life, is something that shakes the whole community. These are not just numbers on paper. Every one of those numbers represents a life.
Local leaders, including IMPD, have expressed concerns about youth violence. IMPD Chief Tanya Terry says while overall homicides and non-fatal shootings were down this year compared to last year, youth homicide victims and youth homicides increased this year. Ben Davis High School teacher Yu Moss says a child's environment can play a major role in their behavior.
But I do believe that parents and a lack of parent participation in children's life or even attention is a very big problem. I think a lot of the reason that they are so guided by bad influences is because they don't have the more immediate good influences in their life.
People I spoke to say gun violence has sadly become far too common.
It seems like it's just a reoccurring, and they're getting younger and younger, unfortunately. And it's always sad because I always say no parent should have to bury their child.
Community leaders say stopping the violence include involvement of families, schools, and neighbors across the city. Reporting in Indianapolis, I'm Kat Sandoval for Wish TV, wishtv.com.
Your statewide news network covers Lake County, where state police say a trooper is back home and recovering from surgery after being shot in the chest in Hammond. The suspect is dead. State police say early yesterday morning, the trooper pulled a car over on I-94 near Illinois. Then the trooper called for backup when the driver and passenger refused commands. The trooper held the two at gunpoint until Hammond police arrived. Then state police say 34-year-old Aaron Barnes pulled out a gun and fired. Barnes was killed and the trooper was shot in the chest. Police say the passenger was taken into custody, but she has since been released. A major road construction project in Hamilton County on State Road 37 is finally complete. Governor Braun and the mayor of Fishers cut the ribbon on the new intersection yesterday. News 8's government reporter Garrett Bergquist explains why they say it could be an economic boost.
At long last, cars once again can cross State Road 37 at 141st Street.
Yeah, you can't go from 2,500 people in 1980 to 110,000 people today and not have growing pains and not have to upkeep with infrastructure. And so this project, really, this road used to divide our community. Today it connects our community, both from a pedestrian and vehicular standpoint and from a quality of life. If you're trying to get your kid to soccer practice, it just got a whole lot easier.
The State Road 37 project led to raised roundabouts at 126th, 131st, 141st, and 146th Streets. The 141st Street intersection proved especially troubled. Budget problems paused construction in 2022.
This was a $185 million project, which back in the day was a lot of funds. Today, a road project can go well in excess of that, but we did it during a time of inflation too. Each year we saw roads, the cost of inflation go up 10, 15, 20%. So we had to wrestle with all of that.
Business owners at the time told us they were losing thousands of dollars in business a year. Fadness says now that the new intersection is complete, getting to those businesses might prove easier than with the old intersection. The cities of Fishers and Noblesville worked with the county and the state to get the project done. Governor Mike Braun says it's a good example of how governments can collaborate.
You planned something this long when they were willing to just move on it, meaning they didn't have the federal kind of involvement, which would have probably doubled the cost, taken twice as long, and then got the state convinced that they would control the project. I'd call that a masterpiece because it got done on time and the local community put in as much skin in the game as what the state did, almost.
Now, this is not the end of construction along State Road 37. Fadness says Hamilton County officials want to do something similar between 146th Street and State Road 32. In Hamilton County, I'm Garrett Bergquist for Wish TV and WishTV.com.
At the ribbon cutting, we asked the governor about the likelihood of the Chicago Bears moving to Indiana. He says he's optimistic.
I think it's now above 50-50 odds. I've been involved in so many real estate deals, you don't count those chickens until they're hatched. But I think they're going to probably make the decision on who would you rather be a business partner with over the next 50 years. And I'm clear about who that would make sense with.
The governor also spoke about the break in the gas tax. He says he does not need to call a special legislative session to extend the suspension. He also says he will decide whether to renew the suspension in early June. The current gas tax break ends on June 7th. The Federal Trade Commission has issued a new warning about a scam involving party invitations. The FTC says scammers might send you a text or an email inviting you to a party. It appears like it's coming from a close friend or family member through popular platforms like Evite, but the FTC warns that the scammers are trying to steal your account information. Officials say the best thing to do is just check with the host to make sure that the invite is real. A woman fired from Ball State over a post criticizing conservative activist Charlie Kirk after his death will receive $225,000 in a settlement. The American Civil Liberties Union announced the settlement in the federal lawsuit yesterday. Ball State University fired Suzanne Swierk in September for the Facebook post, but Swierk argued that her firing was a violation of her free speech. In her post, she called Kirk's assassination a tragedy, but also called it a reflection of the violence, fear, and hatred he sowed. In a statement, Ball State defended the firing, saying that the post caused a flood of outrage at the university, including threats to withdraw students, donations, and threats of violence. A woman in Muncie is taking matters into her own hands when it comes to the safety of her drinking water. Official state test results show no bacteria in the water, but I-Team's Kara Kenny shows us why some people don't trust those findings.
Prairie Creek Reservoir is a huge source of drinking water for people who live in Muncie. Over the past month, Indiana American Water has been treating this reservoir to try to reduce algae, but some say the water still tastes like dirt.
You get all the mommy loves.
Victoria Linson is a proud mom of 3 dogs and 6 cats. She worries about the water she and her pets drink.
Still really tastes like dirt and mold. really disgusting.
Indiana American Water says the problem is MIB, a naturally occurring compound linked to algae activity at Prairie Creek Reservoir. The utility switched to a stronger disinfectant.
The water still doesn't taste right. So I decided to do research online and invest my own money.
Victoria gathered samples from her own faucet, sent them to an independent lab, and took video along the way.
So I spent over $1,000 of my personal money, and I am going to test the water myself.
Victoria is concerned by the results, which show small amounts of lead and PFAS compounds, also known as forever chemicals, in her drinking water.
Unbelievable amounts of health issues within people, and that concerned me deeply.
We shared the results with the Environmental Working Group, a national nonprofit that focuses on public health.
We're concerned about PFAS because very low exposure levels can still affect you. Very small amounts can have effects on your immune system.
EWG senior scientist Tasha Stoiber says PFAS is also linked to certain cancers. She says the lead in Victoria's water is below the federal action level.
Is that a health concern?
No amount of lead is safe when it comes to this contaminant, but that's the reality, is that there may be small amounts of it in our water, and that's why we do recommend filtering your drinking water.
Victoria's test results also show low levels of nitrate in her water.
If you have fertilizer runoff, that nitrate can then also get into your drinking water source. So we're concerned about nitrate because exposures to it over the long term can lead to increased risks of cancer in people.
I-Team reached out to Indiana American Water, which told us the results you shared show the same conclusion, that Muncie's drinking water continues to meet all state and federal drinking water standards and remains safe to drink. The utility also points out that the lead found in Victoria's water is well below the EPA action level. They recommend Victoria complete a survey so they can determine if she needs a lead service line replacement at no cost to her. The good news is the independent test did not detect concerning bacteria like E. coli and coliform. It also did not find microcystins, which are toxins found in algae. Still, Victoria filed complaints with the federal EPA and the state's Department of Environmental Management. She's using a reverse osmosis filter, not just for her own drinking water. She's now using it for her furry friends, too.
It's kind of ironic. I have to clean my dog's water bowl with the dirty water before I add the clean water.
Victoria spends $50 a month on her water bill. She's now considering spending more money to get another reverse osmosis system for upstairs, an expense she says most people in Muncie can't afford.
Most people are just trying to survive and pay the groceries and keep their utilities on.
Indiana American Water says that heavy rainfall here at the reservoir can also impact MIB levels. Kara Kenny, I-Team.
Iran is warning that it could respond to any violations of the ceasefire agreement. It comes after the U.S. officials say the U.S. military targeted missile launch sites and boats near the Strait of Hormuz. Leaders from the U.S. and Iran are continuing negotiations on a potential peace deal, though disputes over Iran's nuclear program and U.S. sanctions remain unresolved. In Lebanon, Israeli forces have also expanded ground operations to target Hezbollah positions near the border. In Washington state, a chemical explosion left at least one person dead, 9 people missing, and another 10 injured. It happened at a paper and packaging facility. Now, fire crews say the death toll may rise as they search for people who are unaccounted for. Sherelle Hubbard has more.
First responders rushed to the scene of a fatal implosion involving hazardous materials at a paper and packaging facility in Washington state.
Emergency responders have confirmed that 10 individuals were transported to area hospitals. 8 were employee injuries, 1 was a firefighter injury, and we have 1 fatality. Officials can also confirm that there's currently 9 employees who remain unaccounted for.
The implosion happened around 7:30 a.m. local time at a Nippon Dynawave Packaging Company facility in Longview, about 130 miles south of Seattle. Authorities say a 900,000-gallon tank of so-called white liquor ruptured. Officials said they were in the recovery phase Tuesday afternoon with firefighters and a hazmat team on site working with plant employees to contain the situation and find those still missing.
This is a tragic incident for our community.
Our thoughts remain with the victims, their families, co-workers, and everyone who has been impacted by it.
I'm Sherelle Hubbard reporting.
Wish TV is your education station. It is almost time to meet our Golden Apple Award winner for May. We have surprised her with the award, a school supply shopping spree to teachers' treasures, and $500 thanks to our partners at Hensley Legal Group. So here are 3 clues. She's an elementary school art teacher in Perry Township. She's also a founding member of the Beech Grove Artist Collective, helping to bring festivals and First Friday art walks to the community. And she truly treats her students like artists.
The way they start their class is, "Hello, my most amazing artist." And then they answer, "Hello, my most amazing art teacher." And so she has instilled in all of them that not only is she an artist, they are artists as well.
She loves art a lot, and she's a really good teacher. It's fun, and I like how we can express our feelings with the art we do. She's really nice, and she can teach us different things. She's a good art teacher to every grade.
She's your favorite.
Yeah.
The students were so sweet when talking about how deserving this teacher is. Hear what else they had to say and see our team surprise her tomorrow morning at 7:30 on Wish TV on Daybreak. Caitlin Clark says she is ready to go after being sidelined for discomfort in her back. Fever are getting ready for a 2-game stint on the West Coast this week. They play Golden State tomorrow and Portland on Saturday. Fever were back at practice yesterday, getting ready for the games. We talked to Clark about how she's feeling.
I feel great. Felt great the day after the game too. So this is an important stretch for us, obviously, to get our bodies feeling great going into these 2 games, and then obviously the few right after that. But our practices have been hard. I think this is a rare opportunity you don't always get in the WNBA to be able to practice and really work on things. We had a hard practice yesterday and competed a lot, played versus our guys a lot, played versus each other. So Steph just really preaches, don't take these moments for granted. We have things we still need to improve on, and that's certainly what we've been doing.
Tip-off for the Fever against the Golden State Valkyries is set for 10 p.m. tomorrow. Sign-ups for the Pacers and Fever junior summer camps and clinics are now open. The Junior Hoops Tour is free, single-day clinic for ages 8 to 14 at multiple locations. Kids ages 7 to 15 can also sign up for Junior Hoops summer camps. Organizers say the campers will get week-long basketball training sessions, an end-of-camp award ceremony, and a ticket to a Pacers home game. Those camps cost around $265. This has been your News 8 Daily from Wish TV. I'm Hannah Mordeau. Watch us on Wish TV and wishtv.com.
Insurance isn't one size fits all. That's why customers have enjoyed Progressive's Name Your Price tool for years now. With the Name Your Price tool, you tell them what you want to pay, and they'll show you options that fit your budget. So whether you're picking out your first policy or just looking for something that works better for you and your family, they make it easy to see your options. Visit Progressive.com. Find a rate that works for you with the Name Your Price tool. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
This is the News 8 Daily 8 podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update on demand. For even more, on demand and on the go. Connect with Wish TV on Facebook at wishtv.com and on the free Wish TV mobile app. Thank you for listening. And be sure to like, subscribe, and follow this podcast for updates every weekday morning on the All Indiana Podcast Network and wherever you get your podcast.
You're listening to this podcast, so I know you've got a curious mind. Here's a helpful fact you might not know yet. Drivers who switch and save with Progressive save over $900 on average. Pop over to Progressive.com, answer some questions, and you'll get a quick quote with discounts that are easy to come by. In fact, 99% of their auto customers earn at least one discount. Visit Progressive.com and see if you can enjoy a little cash back. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $946 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2024 and May 2025. Potential savings will vary.